Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown 205 Live and Mixed Match Challenge results for the week of November 20th. In fact, November 20th birthdays, Rudy Charles. He was born 1977. 21st birthdays of Shane the Franchise Douglas. He was born 1964. Bria and Nikki Bella had a birthday. Their birthdays, they were born 1983. Rounding off the birthdays, November 22nd. Chiquita from the Nitro Girls. She was born 1974. And Lash LaRue. That was his signature thing. According to Fightful website, AJ Styles is currently negotiating a new contract with WWE. WWE, he reportedly wants a reduced schedule that resembles Randy Orton's, where he'd work TV and a limited live event dates. Styles and WWE are discussing a new 3-year deal, and the site notes that Styles had advocated dropping the WWE title recently because of the time he spent away from his family over the past year during his title run. AJ will be back on WWE TV for next Tuesday's SmackDown episode from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Styles was off SmackDown this week and Sunday's Survivor Series pay-per-view following the WWE title loss to Daniel Bryan on last week's Blue Brand episode. Also noted, Styles will get his rematch from Bryan at the WWE TLC pay-per-view on December 16th. As WWE has announced that AJ Styles will get his rematch at the pay-per-view. TLC takes place December 16th at the SAP Center in San Jose, California. Here's the updated card. WWE title match, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. Intercontinental title match, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. Raw title match, Raw Women's title match, Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. TLC match, Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin, but that's questionable because he's undergoing surgery real soon. Strowman earned the Royal Rumble title shot from Universal Champion Brock Lesnar if he wins against Corbin at TLC. Corbin will be permanent Raw General Manager if he wins, but he will lose all Red Brand authority if he loses. Mixed Match Challenge Season 2 finals to be announced matches at the event. As WWE has confirmed that AJ Styles will not be returning to the second season of Mixed Match Challenge. Jeff Hardy replaced Styles after last week's title loss to Daniel Bryan, but it was indicated that Styles would return to the competition. WWE confirmed this week that he will not. Hardy and Charlotte are set to face R-Truth and Carmella in the first round of the MMC playoffs. Next week is announced the brackets for the finals. And Styles has not appeared on TV since losing the title, but he will be back on TV next Tuesday's SmackDown. Styles vs. Daniel Bryan for the WWE title has been confirmed for TLC on December 16th. WWE has posted this video of the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riott, discussing their first full year on the main roster. The video also shows the group getting simultaneous matching tattoos to commemorate the date of their call-up, November 21st, 2017. So that's 1-1, 2-1, I guess 17. Also notice Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose also celebrated 1 year on the main roster this week as well. Again, you go to that link. It was something that was really important to us that Rose had discussed. We just wanted something to really commemorate and show each other, but also show the world that this is real, on camera, off camera, it doesn't matter. This is real. 2 people in the world don't mean more to me than these 2 girls right here, said Riot, who believes that they were destined to be together and that nobody compliments each other than they do. Morgan said that the day they were called up changed her life forever, and not just professionally. Logan added, I think that was beautiful. What was beautiful was the biggest moment of our wrestling career we spent together, and we're still together. We're the only team that I know of ever that has been through that much. It looks like the co-owner of NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars is getting into the pro wrestling business. Co-owner, that's the owner's son. And it's going to be called All Elite Wrestling, LLC. Recently filed for their trademark, as first reported by WrestleNews.co. No word yet on what Jaguars co-owner Tony Khan has planned for the promotion, or confirmation that he's running things, but it sounds like he could be affiliated with some top names, as Tony is the son of Shahid Khan, who purchased the Jaguars in 2011. The LLC is registered to an address at 1 TIIA Bankfield Drive in Jacksonville, Florida, where the stadium for the Jaguars is located at. The trademarks registered by LLC are All Elite Wrestling, Double or Nothing, AEW, Double or Nothing, AEW, All Out, AEW, Tuesday Night Dynamite. Well, it's interesting to see and to note that the Double or Nothing is the rumored name for All In 2 pay-per-view, which would come following the success of the first All In event promoted by the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes. The report states that the idea is to run that show in Las Vegas. It's been rumored that Chris Jericho and WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross will also be involved with the launch of the new pro wrestling promotion that was to be backed by the wealthy investor. The new report from WrestlingNews.co indicates that this could be that project. Rhodes, the Bucks, Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll, Hangman Page, and others were rumored to also be involved, but some of that has been confirmed as wrong. JR even said that he's not involved with it, but Jericho has also denied his involvement, and Ross also said the same thing. But Hangman Page is signed with WWE to be getting in January. AXS TV was also rumored to be involved with the new promotion when the story first started, making rounds in October. AXS denied any involvement. The Tuesday Night Dynamite trademark could indicate that the new promotion already has some sort of TV deal lined up. Stay tuned for more updates on this story. While also WWE is celebrating World Television Day with this look at history at this link of WWE TV show introduction. And I think it's over to SmackDown. Also noted, last night's SmackDown in Los Angeles saw The Miz and SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon lose to local enhancement talents, billed as Bryant brothers, Wayne and Dane. Dane, who got the pin on Miz to win, was played by indie star Eli Everfly. Wayne was played by Keita Murray. They also appeared as security or medical staff at Survivor Series on Sunday. You can hear the related tweets here from Murray and Everfly below. What? At WWE Universe. Okay, we love this team. Hashtag SD Live. Hashtag best team in the world. At Shane McMahon. At Mike the Miz. Commenting to WWE, also commenting, WWE Creative _ish. The Bryant Brothers would be a top tag team on Raw at this point. Hashtag SD Live. At Eli Everfly, I just pinned at Mike the Miz on hashtag SD Live. Does this make me the best in the world? Should I be a Shane McMahon's tag team partner? Well, at Keith at your heart, I agree at WB at Everfly. And he also said, but the other team won. That was their team. Former WWE superstar JTG posted on Instagram at this link from Sunday Survivor Series pay-per-view at Staples Center in Los Angeles, posting a reference to Enzo Amore's ringside stunt during the pay-per-view. PW Insider reported that JTG and his Crime Time partner, Shad Gaspard, were backstage for SmackDown last night and were prepared for him to make an appearance. and said JTG and Chad worked at a bar wrestling indie event in the LA arena this past Thursday. You can go to that link. As you can see, a chair from Survivor Series in her hands, and they were stating that Survivor Series chair was the one that he was supposedly sitting in. Well, if he was sit up on the chair, he would have fell his butt off. So drunk. SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch underwent some form of treatment at Bulletproof Labs in Santa Monica, California on Monday. The labs were billed as the world's first biohacking facility, as seen in this link. The company noted on Instagram that Lynch underwent an upgrade on Monday. Lynch tweeted a photo of her undergoing the treatment on Tuesday night during SmackDown. Lynch's tweet caused speculation that she was undergoing some sort of medical testing backstage at SmackDown, but Bulletproof's post indicates that the photo was taken the day before. Lynch has been out of action since last week's Raw after suffering a severe concussion at the hands of Nia Jax. There's still no word yet on when she will be back in the ring. But again, you can go to that link. Braun Strowman has been pulled from Season 2 of Mixed Match Challenge also due to his elbow injury. Ember Moon's new tag team partner will be revealed next week as they face Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox, as the first round is already over. So a new partner will be revealed into the next round. Bully Ray will face Flip Gordon in an I Quit match at Final Battle for Ring of Honor on December 14th at the Hammerstein Ballroom, formerly ECW Arena. The event will be live on pay-per-view and free for the Honor Club members. At Ring of Honor, just signed at Bully Ray 5150 versus the Flip Gordon in an I Quit match at #Final Battle. Friday, December 14th at the Hammerstein. Charlotte Flair pulled double duty on this week's SmackDown from Los Angeles, defeating Billie Kay by pinfall and then defeating Peyton Royce by DQ after being double teamed by the Iconics. Regarding Flair attacking 5 referees during her beatdown on Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series, tonight's Tuesday night SmackDown saw Raw General Manager Paige issue a storyline to Flair of a $100,000 fine. Flair made it known on SmackDown that she is not done with Rousey, and here's some of the videos from the match against the Iconics and pre-match promo. This week's SmackDown main event from Staples Center in Los Angeles saw Randy Orton defeat Rey Mysterio in the main event. This was their first singles TV match in 12 years. Orton went for Rey's mask early on in the match, but ended up taking off at the end. The post-match attack saw Orton wrap a chair around Rey's face and send him into the ring post. The show went off the air with Orton raising the mask in the air. When Rey fell, his mask also fell off of his face. Fans booed and the medical staff tended to Mysterio. It felt like the execution of the mask removal was a bit sloppy, as some of Rey's face was shown. And there's your video of the angle at that link. Also, there was a post from a friend of mine on Facebook by the name of Shauna Reed. You can search for her and see the post, and she was live at the event as well. She's also an indie-fed wrestler who was at the show. Well, John Cena is set to make his return to WWE ring action at live events in December. Cena was advertised for the December 26th Raw live event from Madison Square Garden on December 27th. SmackDown live event from Long Island. The December 28th SmackDown live event in Baltimore, and the December 30th SmackDown live event in Tampa. Also announced that Cena is scheduled for several more Raw and SmackDown live events in December and January. Cena is also scheduled to make his Raw TV return January 7, 2019 in Orlando. And here's a full announcement on Cena's return. Cena to return to WWE live events. Prepare for a sea of C-Nation flags to be raised and waved in cities across the country next month when John Cena returns to WWE Live. Returning to the ring for the first time since WWE Super Showdown in Australia, the 16-time world champion gears up for action in a series of WWE live events beginning next month. Before you can once again see him in the ring, check out the dates in the following cities for your area for John Cena's WWE live event appearances. Again, December 26th, Madison Square Garden. Nassau Coliseum, New York, December 27th. Royal Farms Arena, Baltimore, December 28th. PPG Paints Arena, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, December 29th. Amalie Arena from Tampa, Florida, December 30th. Columbus Civic Center from Columbus, Georgia, January 4th. Donald T. Tucker Civic Center, Tallahassee, Florida, January 5th. Hertz Arena from Fort Myers, Florida, January 6th. Amway Center from Orlando, Florida, which is your Raw episode for January 7th. Charleston Civic Center from Charleston, West Virginia, January 11th. Knoxville Civic Coliseum from Knoxville, Tennessee, January 12th. Von Braun Civic Center from Huntsville, Alabama, January 13th. FedEx Forum from Memphis, Tennessee, January 14th. Well, so he's not on the following week's Raw. So FedEx Forum is Memphis, Tennessee. It doesn't say Raw. John Cena has been announced a team with Finn Balor at the December 26th WWE live event for Madison Square Garden in New York City. They will be facing off against Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Also, updated card for that event for Madison Square Garden. Steel cage match, Dean Ambrose versus Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins. So after TLC, that match is scheduled. Nia Jax versus Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. John Cena and Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Braun Strowman versus acting Raw General Manager Baron Corbin. Constable Corbin, Triple C. And also, who wants to be with Elias? Or who wants to walk with Elias? Versus Bobby Lashley. Again, NXT Mega Tag Team match, Johnny Gargano, the Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black, WWE UK Champion Pete Dunne, and NXT North American Champion Ricochet versus NXT Champion Tommaso Ciampa and the Undisputed Era of Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, NXT Tag Team Champions Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Also appearances by Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Natalya, and others. No matches scheduled for them, but they will probably be wrestling. More info on how you can see John Cena live with WWE. Visit WWE.com/events. IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega spoke with the Business Times while at a gaming convention, GameStart Asia 2018. Here are the highlights from this interview. Realizing that there are more promotions out there other than WWE, everyone has a choice to watch whatever they want. It's okay to like both or other promotions too. When I was growing up, I thought there was only WWE. That's it, one promotion in the world. And as I grew up, I found that there's local wrestling. There's WCW. There's ECW in Mexico. There are the luchadors. And then finally, I realized there's wrestling in Japan. I think for many people, they think that there's one giant promotion, and that's all there is. It must be the best. But as they expand their palette and their horizons, they realize that, oh, there's other wrestling out there. They might not necessarily like it, but there are other options. Now, it's cool that there are so many options for people all over the planet. So, get on to his next comments about learning how to speak Japanese, because that's not the only language he can do. I think he got 7 languages. It was always a constant struggle. I was trying to learn since 2008. I would buy books and subscribe to online programs, and none of it really worked. But I knew what was so little, and most of it was usable. I would ask for translations, and he would tell me words and phrases I could use in conversation, and I would write them down in my notebook. I would study them and memorize them, and eventually I had a huge list of words and sentences. I was able to look at these words and sentences and take apart the grammar and make my own sentences. I could recite my own thoughts. It was kind of a very strange way to learn, but that was how I started to really build my own Japanese. And Omega talked about Hiroshi Tanahashi has done 0 for international fans. Possibly a future match with him. Working on different style of wrestling outside of the WWE bubble. I am sort of a very much a part of representing an alternative. If my motivation was money, I'd already be in WWE. I was down on the current product, and I wanted to create a style and have matches that my friends, my family, and other athletes could watch and enjoy. There's a certain kind of wrestling fan that will only like a certain style. They think that's the right way, and that's okay, but I'm not trying to impress those people. Those people are already kind of set in their ways. I'm trying to open the world to a different style. What pro wrestling has the potential to be. Omega also talked about getting a chance to work with New Day earlier this year at an E3 convention in Los Angeles, and you can read the whole interview at this link here for you. businesstimes.com.sg. Week 10 of the Mixed Match Challenge Season 2 saw 2 teams pick up wins for the first time in the competition, which was Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox defeating Bobby Roode and Natalya, while R-Truth and Carmella defeated Rusev and Lana. All 4 teams went into this week's episode with no wins. This week's losing teams are headed home as the MMC playoffs will begin next Tuesday night. This week's winning teams have secured their spots in the playoffs. Next week's episode on Facebook, watch will feature Finn Balor and Bayley versus Bobby Lashley and Mickie James, plus Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox versus Ember Moon and her new tag team partner. Also noted, Braun Strowman was pulled from competition due to his elbow injury. The Miz and Asuka versus Jimmy Uso and Naomi, plus R-Truth and Carmella versus Jeff Hardy and Charlotte Flair also have been announced for the playoffs. Live Facebook watch viewership for this week's episode peaked at 14,000 live viewers, down from last week's high of 54,300. A new low for the season. The previous lows were 17,700 for the week 8, 35,000 for week 6. The high for this season was 74,400. Live viewers for that week 6 that peaked at, and the finals of the round robin style tournament will all take place at the WWE TLC pay-per-view on December 16th in San Jose. And the winners will earn number 30th spot in the 2019 Royal Rumble matches this coming January. And that's probably when Braun Strowman will also return. Updated MMC Season 2 standings read like this. Braun Strowman and Ember Moon, 4 wins, no losses. Bobby Lashley, Mickie James, 3 wins, 1 loss. Bobby Roode and Natalya, no wins, 4 losses. Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox, 1 win, 3 losses. Finn Balor and Bayley, 2 wins, 2 losses. For the SmackDown brand, you got Jeff Hardy and Charlotte, 4 wins, no losses. Miz and Asuka, 3 wins, 1 loss. Jimmy Uso and Naomi, 2 and 2. R-Truth and Carmella, 1 win, 3 losses. Rusev and Lana, no wins, 4 losses. And photos and videos from this week's MMC episode, this link, along with the brackets, and a post-match promo from the fabulous Truth. It should be noted that the number 4 blue brand spot on the brackets went to Truth and Carmella after this week's win. But Rusev and Lana didn't have any wins, so it looks like they are going home from the Mixed Match Challenge. Well, after that link, okay. Also, WWE has announced that Hideo Itami will be returning to action on 205 Live next week, as Itami hasn't been seen since losing the Falls Count Anywhere match to Mustafa Ali on October 24th. And that can be found at this link. 205 Live General Manager Drake Maverick has announced Ali and Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese and Cruiserweight Champion Buddy Murphy for next Tuesday's episode. Next Wednesday's episode from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the spoilers will be on Tuesday night. Following matches were taped from 205 Live, or for 205 Live. Tony Nese defeated Noam Dar after detraction from WWE Cruiserweight Champion Buddy Murphy. Though Brian Kendrick, and Akira Tozawa defeated two local enhancement wrestlers, unnamed. Grand Metalik defeated TJP. Lucha House Parties, Calypso and Liscensing came out with Metalik, while Mike Kanellis and Maria came out with TJP. TJ came out to Mike's theme song. A brawl broke out before the match, but 205 Live General Manager Drake Maverick came out to calm things down. Fan chanted AOPP at him due to his recent urination problem at an event. After the match, Maria came out and distracted Lucha House Party, allowing Mike to enter the ring and attack all three members with steel chairs. Mike and TJP stood tall to end the show. SmackDown opened up with a video package that showed highlights from Charlotte Flair versus Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. We're live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, and Tom Phillips welcomes us to SmackDown. He's joined in by Corey Graves and We go right to the ring for Charlotte. In-ring promo to a pop. Greg Hamilton does the introduction. Flair takes the mic and thank you, Charlotte chant starts up. Flair says, yes, thank her. She says she put the baddest beating on the baddest woman on the planet this past Sunday, and she's dang proud of it. Flair taunts Rousey and asks if she's looking for an apology. Flair says Rousey won't find one because she's not sorry. Flair says she enjoyed every second of beating Rousey's butt. Flair says Sunday was for SmackDown. It was for her girls in the locker room. And it was for the fan champ for Becky now, for SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Flair says she spent half her career fighting against and with Becky, but on Sunday she fought for her. Becky told Flair to give Rousey the beating that she would, and Flair said she took that to heart, making it her mission. Mission accomplished, Flair said. Flair says Rousey bowed down to the Queen and smiled. The music interrupts, and out comes SmackDown General Manager Paige. As I didn't get to see the event because I was at my first ever college basketball game with my brother in Nacogdoches, Texas, seeing both the Lady Jacks and the men Lumberjacks beat their respective opponents. A comeback for the women's after a 14-point behind from halftime, and the women there have a quarter system. I think it was a 10-minute quarter system, and the men have 20-minute halves. That was my unknowledge. But the men won in almost a buzzer beater. It's like the last 2.9 seconds or 2.8 seconds came down to like 15 minutes. Replay after instant replay after instant replay. I even had a small video where they made a wrong decision, and the crowd got behind me stating, if you don't agree with it, one referee called it one way, the other one called it that way. So I was like, well, go to the instant replay if you can't agree on it. But if you need my cell phone, you can watch the video. Paige says that Flair doesn't have to apologize. Paige says that she can't speak for SmackDown Universe when she says they enjoy watching what Flair did to Rousey. Paige says Rousey says she's going to finish what was started at Survivor Series. Flair points about how TLC is the next pay-per-view. Flair says if Rousey sticks her nose in her business again, Flair is going to stick her head in another chair and stomp it over and over. Because no one crosses Flair, Paige says that's why she's out here. Flair snapped. Paige brings up how she took out 5 referees. Flair says they were in her way. She laughed. Paige said you put your hands on officials under circumstances. Paige says Flair leaves her no choice as general manager. Some fans boo. Paige says she is fining Flair $100,000. Flair smiles, the music hits, and out comes the Iconics for an interruption to both of them. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce make their appearance and walk down to the ring. Iconics ask Paige what she's doing. They say that she's acting like Flair did on Sunday, but on steroids. They know that they're Paige's favorites. Everybody knows it. They enter the ring now. Iconics say they want to do Paige a favor by taking the $100,000 and do a makeover. And they're like this, and what have you. Flair said their future is one of them becoming the next Ronda Rousey. They look scared now. Flair throws a woo chant at them in their face and then turns her back. As the music starts up, Iconics look to exit the ring. As Flair takes her robe off, getting ready for the match. It looks like we've got a match, but they didn't do a good job of setting that up at the end. We go to commercial with a sidebar as they getting ready for the match, and it actually starts during the commercial on it, but you can still see it on TV as I watch the replay tonight. Even my daughter watched it. I have her for Thanksgiving weekend. Back from the break, they're going at it. Flair fights off of a hold and drops Billy. Flair drops a knee, and concerned Peyton looks on from ringside. When she dropped the knee, she dropped her knee because she did like her dad, took her knee pad off, and dropped the knee to the shoulder, decided to face. Flair catches a kick and then takes Billy down. Flair goes for the figure four, but Billy gets out and slides outside to regroup with Peyton. Flair follows out to the floor and blocks a shot, dropping Billy with a right of her own. Billy ends up dropping Flair on the floor with a big boot. Thanks to an assist from Peyton, Billy brings it back in the ring and works Flair over for a 2 count. As Peyton cheers her on, she only had like a minute of offense. Flair goes for the pin on Billy, but Billy kicks her face first into the turnbuckle. Second middle turnbuckle. Billy stomps away on Flair in the corner. Billy distracts the referee, allowing Peyton to pull Flair by her hair for a distraction. Billy delivers another boot to Flair for a 2 count. Billy and Peyton can continue screaming as Billy controls the match. Flair comes right back and hits a fall-away slam, launching Billy across the ring, and then there's the natural selection for the win. After the match, Flair stands tall as the music hits, but she calls for a microphone. Flair says, wait, only one of them is Ronda Rousey. She says Peyton is out here, so why not come back in the ring for a fight? Fan chant yes, as Flair says she doesn't have all day. Peyton helps Billy to the floor, but she hesitates on going back in. Flair says she will play fair and square, as Peyton slowly gets on the apron. Peyton enters the ring, but immediately bolts back to the floor as fans boo. Flair stares the Iconics down as Tom wonders if we get another match. We got a commercial and the screen splits. We see Peyton getting ready for the match as Flair holds her arm behind her and waits on one knee. The match begins as the commercial continues. Peyton versus Charlotte. Back from the break, match is underway again. Peyton dominates Flair and makes a few pin attempts, arguing with the referee. Peyton connects with a knee. She goes for another, but Flair dodges it and rolls her up for a 2 count. Peyton comes right back and levels Flair for another 2 count. Peyton keeps Flair grounded for a few seconds. Flair gets up, fights out. Peyton distracts the referee, allowing Billy to nail her from behind from the apron. Flair blocks a kick and drops Peyton with a big boot. Billy ends up hitting the ring and attacking Flair for the immediate disqualification. After the match, I kind of try to double team Flair as a fan chant for Becky. They toss her out of the ring and the booze continues. They try to get a steel chair, but Timekeeper grabs it from them. Then they turn around to a double spear from Flair. Flair unloads on them now, repeatedly slams their faces into the announce table at the same time. Flair sends Billy into the barrier and charges in with a knee to the face. Flair sends Peyton into the steel ring steps now. Flair tosses Billy and Peyton over the announce table. Flair stands up on top of the announce table and raises her arms as the music starts up. Rey Mysterio is backstage with words for Randy Orton. Ray mentions what Orton recently did to Jeff Hardy. Ray goes on and says Orton may be at the top of his game, but so is Ray. Orton versus Mysterio will take place later on in the night. Probably your main event. And we see how Daniel Bryan won the title from AJ last week. Bryan will be here live tonight. We see The Miz backstage heading to the ring for Miz TV. Back to commercial. Back from the break. Miz is out for another must-see edition of Miz TV. Miz says it's good to be home in L.A. He's playing face. He says he was honored to compete alongside his guests at Survivor Series on Sunday. Miz praises SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon for his passion and grit for the blue brand. Miz introduces Shane, and out he comes, limping a bit, as he was at the pay-per-view as well. Real slow during the match. Well, Shane says he's glad to be here and back on Miz TV. They take their seats, and Miz talks about how they fought to the bitter end, and they were the sole survivors of Team SmackDown. They put it all on the line for their brand, acting like they won. And some of the crowd mentioned, you lost the match. He mentions how Shane hit coast to coast twice in the match. Shane likes the whole we thing, but he remembers it as himself doing the two big moves to Dolph Ziggler and Braun Strowman. Shane says he was clotheslined by Bobby Roode, and he doesn't remember much after that. Shane says this is Miz's show, and he's privileged to be on it, but usually the interviewer has a question. Miz says he's just a little nervous and has been working on this for a while. We see Shane's World Cup trophy at ringside. Shane finally spits it out and asks Shane if he will team up with him as his new tag team partner. And he was almost about to get on his knee, like he was like, will you marry me type of thing. Fan chat, yes. As Miz says, this could be something. This could be something. Co-Bessies, the best team in the world. Get it? The best team in the world. Miz says he didn't just see a commissioner at Survivor Series. He saw a fighter, a survivor, and a champion. Shane is flattered, but he doesn't know. Miz didn't think that this is the reaction he would get. He went to Paige earlier tonight, and he thinks that this could be something special. Miz says if Shane is much of a McMahon as he thinks he is, he will team with him right now. Music interrupts, and out comes two local enhancements, Wayne and Dane, the Bryant brothers, as Miz does the introductions himself. Shane's got smiles on his face momentarily. These guys are definitely not blood brothers. One guy's black, one guy's white. Kind of like the Dudley brothers, boys. Miz gives them a grand introduction as they hit the ring with some music. Miz and Shane McMahon versus Bryant brothers. Miz starts off with Dane and easily takes control as Shane looks on from the apron, wearing street clothes and a leather jacket. Miz keeps control and drops Dane with a big DDT. Shows off some, wastes some time in the corner with Shane. And he does a portion of the Shane shuffle. He turns around to Dane, rolling up out of nowhere for the win. And the match only took like 3 minutes. Squash match for the enhancement talents. After the match, Wayne and Dane rush the ramp, start celebrating, and Shane looks on with a smirk on his face, kind of like laughing at Miz. Miz can't believe what just happened. No microphone in hand, he just runs his mouth. Miz pleased with Shane, who looks amused. And they cut to a Starrcade announcement. And it's none other than for this coming Saturday. Not much into it. Some of the matches have been pulled. As Braun Strowman was advertised. Don't even want to know what he's advertised for. But he's been pulled. And also Becky Lynch was advertised, so you know that's been pulled. But we see New Day backstage dressed as pilgrims. A man in a turkey suit appears, revealing himself to be R-Truth. New Day heads to the ring as we go to commercial. And by the way, R-Truth is a Raw superstar. Thanksgiving feast fight. Tables all around the ring. on the outside with food on it. So somebody's going to a table. New Day versus Bar and Big Show. Back for the rank. New Day is in the ring. Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. They are all still dressed as pilgrims. There is a Thanksgiving dinner table set up in the ring with a cooked turkey and all the fixing. They talk about the Thanksgiving holiday and first ever Thanksgiving feast fight. Woods keeps mentioning 6-1 as they have it written on their t-shirts for tonight, referencing how WWE ignored Team SmackDown getting a win on the Survivor Series kickoff pre-show. Fan chant 6-1 for a second time. Kofi brings up how their kickoff win didn't count to the final tally. They joke about what they are thankful for. They go on until the music interrupts. Out comes Big Show and SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus. And by the way, Kofi had a platter of pancakes with all the food for Thanksgiving on the table. Yeah, even some the jellied stuff. Well, it all got used. A dinner table also set up outside the ring. Cesaro takes the mic on the way to the ring and says, "This match was the New Day's stupid idea." Kofi pokes fun at the Bar for losing their match at Survivor Series. Fan chat 6-1 again. Sheamus asks how can anyone prepare for spontaneous urination? A reference to 205 Live General Manager Jake Maverick and Raw Tag Team Champions, the Authors of Pain. Sheamus threatens to come to the ring and kick some butt. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Woods runs into Show to hit the mat as the match starts. Apparently, there's no rules for this match. Show dominates Woods and takes him in the corner for a big chop and more. Sheamus tags in and hits Woods with forearms to the chest on the apron. Cesaro tags in and works Woods over for a 2 count. Sheamus and Cesaro with more tags and showing off to mixed reactions. Fans trying to rally for Woods now as he fights off of a hold. Sheamus fights back and kicks Woods to the mat. Sheamus plays the crowd for another mixed reaction. Cesaro tags in and keeps Woods down with boots. Cesaro hits the ropes and nails a low drop kick for a 2 count. Woods tries to make a tag, but Cesaro stops him. Cesaro knocks Big E off the apron. Woods counters and slams Cesaro face first to the mat. Fans rally for the New Day again. Kofi tags in and flies, taking Cesaro and then Sheamus down as he comes in. Kofi keeps control and hits the boom drop on Sheamus. Sheamus dodges the trouble of paradise and nails a kick. Kofi comes back with a kick of his own. Kofi goes to the top and nails a crossbody, but Cesaro breaks the pin just in time. Woods comes in. He gets dumped to the floor. Big E tags in and unloads on Cesaro. Big E runs in to Big Show, who is on the apron. Big E knocks Show from the apron through one of the dinner tables, but it took like one shot to him, and then he just fingered the top rope, and Big Show just falls right to the table with the food on the table and all the fixing. Sheamus sends Big E out of the ring. Sheamus goes to ringside and grabs the turkey from the other dinner table and brings the turkey into the ring. And the chant from the crowd, "We want turkey now." Kofi ducks the turkey shot. Woods decks Sheamus from the apron. Woods tags in and grabs the turkey as it fell off of Sheamus' hand. And Kofi goes to the top. Woods tosses the turkey to Kofi. Kofi leaps from the top to the floor, putting Sheamus through the dinner table with the turkey. So 2 guys go to the table. Kofi brings Sheamus back in and tags Big E. Big E grabs another turkey and winds it up. As Sheamus struggles to get up, Big E swings and rocks Sheamus with the turkey and pins him for the win. After the match, Big Show enters the ring and delivers his knockout punch. Cesaro and Sheamus join in, but Woods and Kofi start unloading on them with various side dishes that Big E is sliding into the ring. Cesaro was laid out in the ring as the New Day begins celebrating. Sheamus tosses aside from the floor. It's chaos at ringside as superstars are slipping on the food. Mostly the New Day. That's it for the feast fight. Randy Orton from backstage with Rey Mysterio mask. By the way, the New Day got the pinfall. Back to with a Randy Orton was with a Rey Mysterio mask. He says some people think that the mask represents culture, pride, and respect, but to him, it represents nothing. It's cheap and it deserves to be erased, just like the man who wears it. Orton says people were full of excitement when Ray came back to WWE, but but they will be full of disgust, shock, horror, and disappointment when they see what he does to Ray tonight. All because of the three most destructive letters in WWE. R-K-O. Still to come, segment, Ray versus Orton. And I was discussing that why my daughter didn't know that Randy Orton calls that move, his move, the RKO, because that's the initials of his name. Then we see Asuka and Naomi backstage heading to the ring. Back to commercial. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose versus Asuka and Naomi. Back for the break, we see what happened with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville at WWE Evolution as they wait in the ring for the next match. Asuka's out first to a pop. Naomi was out next, joining her with her glow as they head to the ring. Rose starts off with Naomi. As good as Mandy Rose looks to mount some offense, but Naomi turns around. All she's got to do is just stand there and look good. Naomi tags in. Asuka and Deville also comes in. Asuka and Naomi run the ropes, knocking Deville and Rose out of the ring to the floor at the same time with stereo hip attacks. We go to commercial with Asuka and Naomi standing tall. And there's no side video during the match on this match. Back for the break, Naomi doesn't see Rose tag herself in. Deville ends up leveling Naomi with a big knee. Rose covers for a 2 count. Rose takes Naomi to the corner. Now unloads as the referee warns her. Fan chant, we want Asuka now. Deville comes back in and keeps control until Naomi counters the move and nails an enziguri. Asuka bounces around on the apron and waits for the tag. Asuka and Rose tag in at the same time. Asuka counters and goes to work on Rose. Deville gets knocked off the apron by Asuka inadvertently as Rose whips Asuka into the ropes. Asuka with offense and an elbow to the jaw. Rose reaches for a tag, but no one's there. Asuka counters again and slams Rose. Deville ends up coming back in and having words with Rose after they almost hit each other again. Confusion leads to Naomi hitting the hip attack on Rose and Asuka dropping Deville into the Asuka lock for the finish. As a tap out finish, Asuka lock. After the match, Asuka and Naomi celebrate as Rose and Deville have words while heading to the back. We see what it led to tonight's Orton versus Mysterio match. Also still to come. Daniel Bryan will be here. Back to commercial. Back from a commercial, we get new WWE champion Daniel Bryan. Tom confirms AJ Styles will get his rematch at TLC. Bryan says he doesn't expect people to understand this, but this explanation isn't for them. It's for AJ. Bryan says an act of betrayal was committed, but it wasn't last Tuesday. It was nearly three years ago when Bryan stood in front of the people and announced his retirement. Bryan's betrayal came when he gave up on his dreams. But the difference between Bryan and the people is that he does not accept failure. Bryan says he learned his lesson and decided to fight. He went all across the country and saw all these doctors, and under their recommendations, he spent 3 hours every single day inside a hyperbaric chamber. Bryan talked about being in the chamber and how it was designed to speed up the healing process. But Bryan says it did more than that. It allowed him the silence needed to meditate on his new mantra. Fight for your dreams and they will fight for you. Mixed reactions continue for Bryan. Bryan says it worked. How else would you explain the miracle of him returning to the ring against all odds? Boos pick up. Bryan goes on about the yes, Borg has a chance at his return and says it was just a moment for them. They weren't there for the hard times, finally getting upset at his decision, but the psychiatrist and others telling him to move on. Bryan says the only people that moved on were these people. He calls them idiots. Who does he think he is? Chris Jericho? And tries to get them to chant Styles' name. Bryan calls the fans fickle. He brings up how the yes chants grew quieter each week, and for whatever reason, Bryan stopped fighting. Bryan says when the referee was down last week, he didn't allow him to give up on his dreams. They took over and did what they were designed to do in that chamber. They took over and kicked AJ in the balls. The boos got louder. Daniel Bryan's dreams made him realize he didn't need these people for anything. His dreams told him at Survivor Series he didn't need to beat WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar to win. Bryan won by allowing Lesnar to beat the weakness out of him. Bryan's dreams told him to allow Lesnar to beat the weakness out of him. And there would then be a new emergence after that match. And there has been. The old Daniel Bryan is dead. The Yes Movement is dead. So what's he going to do? Have the no movement again? Team Hell no? Bryan goes on and raises the WWE title to boos. Bryan says the only thing that matters is that you never give up on your dreams again. Bryan's music hits and he exits the ring. Bryan goes to Hamilton at ringside and has him introduce him as the WWE champion, the new Daniel Bryan. Bryan gets on the announce table, raises the title again, while his music starts back up. Still to come, segment, Orton versus Mysterio. The announcers talk about the California fires, and fans are encouraged to donate at supportlafd.org. Back to commercial. That's something new that they haven't done in the last 2 weeks. Back for the break, and we get a WWE Shop Christmas segment with R-Truth and Carmella. And they also do their little 10-second dance break thing. And they're doing the Fortnite dance. Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton, your main event. We go tonight's main event. First out was Rey Mysterio to a pop. Randy Orton was out next, also to a pop. The bell rings and they lock up. Rey goes behind Orton, elbows him. Orton catches a kick, but Rey hits an enziguri, sends Orton to the ropes. Rey goes for the 619, but Orton retreats to the floor. Rey leaps out and hits a seated senton on the floor for a pop. Rey brings it back in and goes to the top, but Orton takes his leg out. Rey climbs up and tries to take the mask off as the fans boo. Orton clubs Rey and turns him upside down in the corner for the Tree of Woe as we go to commercial. Back for the break. Orton drops Rey for another 2 count. Orton goes for the mask again, but Rey stops him. Rey tries to counter, but Orton ends up dropping him in the corner. Rey comes back and launches himself at Orton. Rey springboards in and hits another seated senton. Rey counters a reversal and springboards in from the apron with a big leg drop. Orton kicks out at 2. Orton kicks Rey, but gets dropped into the ropes. And then, he goes for the 619. Orton blocks it. Rey fights off the second rope draping DDT attempt. So they counter each other's signature moves. Rey drops Orton into the ropes again and nails the 619 with a third attempt. Orton rolls out of the ring to avoid the pin. Rey with a baseball slide, but Rey with a baseball slide, knocking Orton back to the floor. Rey runs the ropes, slides under the bottom rope to hit Orton, but Orton catches him with the RKO outside the ring. And Orton brings Rey back into the ring and pulls him up by the mask as the fans boo. Orton drops Rey in the middle of the ring with another RKO for the pin to win. After the match, Orton stands tall as his music hits. Orton exits the ring and grabs a steel chair. I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same chair that the Iconics tried to use against Charlotte. Orton brings the chair over as Rey is rolling out of the ring. The referee tries to stop Orton. Orton wraps the chair around Rey's face and rams him face first into the ring post. Orton removes Rey's mask and raises it in the air as the fans' boos pick up. And that report is false. I've seen the match after Orton put the chair on him. When Rey fell down, the mask came off. And then Orton just picked up the mask himself. As the referee checks on Rey, as Orton looks at the mask, trainers run down to tend to Rey. Orton holds the mask up in the air as SmackDown goes off the air. And Ray is bleeding from his elbow as he holds a towel over his face. Since he's been unmasked while trainers check on him, Orton looks down at Ray while holding the mask up. SmackDown goes off the air. And like I said, the Mixed Match Challenge matches were Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox defeating Bobby Roode and Natalya. R-Truth and Carmella defeating Rusev and Lana. And your dark match main event. WWE Champion Daniel Bryan made his first title defense after last night's Mixed Match Challenge tapings at Staples Center in Los Angeles. Bryan retained by disqualification over The Miz. It was noted that Bryan worked as a heel while Miz worked as a babyface. And that concludes my Mixed Match Challenge, SmackDown, and 205 Live results. Thanks again. Peace out. See you want to be. If you don't know, just call me brothers and sisters.